students, you are welcome to economics online class. This is your 11th chapter, economics of development and planning. In the last class we completed the meaning of development and underdevelopment, approaches to economic development, the two approaches I taught, traditional approach and new welfare oriented approach, and also the economic growth versus economic development. Now we are going to discuss in this video measurement of economic development. Measurement of economic development. Before we are going to measure the economic development, we should understand about the economic growth and economic development. The difference between given here for growth and economic development. What are they? See here the growth side and economic development side given here. Economic growth deals with the problems of developed countries. So the economic growth already they grow. The growth is overcome by the developed countries. So that it deals with the problems of developed countries. Here in this economic development deals with the underdeveloped countries' problems. In economic growth, the changes is gradual and steady. Changes in the social structure and infrastructures, everything gradually and steadily going on in the economic growth. At the same time, economic development in the underdeveloped countries, changes is discontinuous and spontaneous. Changes will be disappear, which means discontinuous, and spontaneous. Maybe spontaneously will be there or disappeared. In economic growth, it means more output because it is deals with the development of the country, developed countries, so that more output will be there. So the same time here, the development means only more output but also its composition. The composition is very less. In this economic growth, concerns quantitative aspects, it is increase in per capita income. The quantity, they are concerning about the quantity and also the increasing the per capita income of the country. Here, in the meanwhile, the economic development is quantitative as well as qualitative. So, quantitative as well as the qualitative, we have to concern. This is the economic growth is narrow. The economic development is wider concept. So, development equal to growth plus change. So, that this is economic development. Next, we have to move the development measures. Okay, what is that? Measures of economic development. What are the measures? So, economic development is measured on the basis of 4 criteria. What are they? Gross national product, GNP, and another one is GNP per capita income, and also the welfare of the economic development and social indicators. These are the 4 criteria in the economic development. Through these 4 criteria, we can measure the country's development. So, first one is GNP. GNP is the total market value of all final goods and services produced within a nation in a particular year. We know that already, isn't it? GNP is the total market value produced in a year. What are the production goods and services produced within a year? That is called as GNP. Plus income earned by the citizen. So, income of those located abroad also, which is minus from the citizens' income. So, GNP is one measure of the economic condition of a country. So, GNP is this is measurement of GNP. So, it leads to a higher quality of living, all other things being equal. So that the development is there. The quality, as well as I said, the quality and quantitative, isn't it? So that the development including quality and quantitative. So GNP leads to a higher quality of life. Living standard of the people will be higher, but other things being equal. So this is GNP. The GNP per capita income is very, very important here. So this relates to increase in the per capita real income of the economy over a long period. This indicator of economic growth Emphasis means explaining. Emphasizes that economic development, the rate of increase in real per capita income should be higher than the growth of rate of population. So the per capita income should be higher than the growth rate of population. This is per capita income may be increased. If the situation is maintained by the people means or government means, it will be happen. What is welfare? Economic welfare or economic development is regarded as a process whereby there is an increase in the consumption of goods and services by individuals. So each and every individual should consuming the goods and services. It will be increased. It should be increased. From the welfare perspective, the economic development is defined as a sustained improvement in health, literacy and standard of living. This is welfare. Even though they are consuming all the goods and services, the welfare perspective is economic development defined as the improvement in the health, literacy and also the standard of living. How can they living? How do they living? So whether they living with welfare or not, this is the concept. Social indicators. Social indicators are normally referred to as basic and collective needs of the people. The direct provision of basic needs such as health, education, food, water, sanitation, housing facilities check social backwardness. So these should be increased to the society. So that the social indicator, these are the social indicators, this should be available and they should be consuming by the people without any scarcity. If it is going on like that means this is social indicator will be increasing as well as the development also will be increased. Can you understand? The measurement of development is these elements, these criteria. In the society living with welfare, social indicators should be clear and also the GNP and per capita income also should be increased. The next one is determinant of economic development. What are the determinants of economic development? Economic development determined by the infrastructure, I said, social, political, religious factors, economic factors. These are the determinants of economic development. So see here the economic and non-economic factors given. Given two flow chart. One flow chart is economic factors, another one is non-economic factors. First we have to see the economic factors. Natural resources, capital formation, sizes of the market, structural change, financial system, marketable surplus, foreign trade, economic system. These are the economic factors. Here the non-economic factors also given. What are the non-economic factors? Human resource, technical know-how. Okay. What are the new techniques we have to know? Political freedom, social organization, corruption-free administration, desire for development, moral, ethical and social values, casino capitalism and patrimonial capitalism. These are the non-economic factors. Let me see one by one. First we have to go through the economic factors. The economic factors, the first factor is natural resource, isn't it? Natural resource is very, very important. The principal factor affecting the development of an economy is the availability of natural resources. So depending upon the resources, the country can increase their development. They can developing their growth also. The existence of natural resources in abundance is essential for development. So at present n number of resources we had already. At present limited resources only we have. A country deficient in natural resources, suppose a country deficient in natural resources may not be in position to develop rapidly. The country cannot grow easily because deficient natural resources is there. But a country like Japan lacking natural resources, even though the Japan is lacking natural resources, imports them, and achieve faster rate of economic development with the help of the technology. Even though they are having very limited resources, they utilizing their technology for their development. India with large resources till we are is in poor. Okay, this is natural resources and capital formation. Capital formation is the main key to economic growth. Capital formation refers to the net addition to the existing stock of capital goods which are either tangible like plants and machinery or intangible like health, education and research. So that the capital formation is very very important. The capital formation refers to net addition of existing stock of capital goods which are maybe either tangible or intangible. For intangible like health, education and research and all. Capital formation helps to increase productivity of labor and thereby production and income. It can increase the productivity of labor and increase in the production and income. It facilitates adoption of advanced techniques of production. It can be increased. If the capital formation is increased means the technology also along with them will be increased. It leads to better utilization of natural resources, industrialization and expansion of markets which are essential for economic progress. So that the market will be increased, the natural resources also will be increased, the better utilization of natural resources also will be increased. Industrialization also will be expanded. So capital formation, with help of the capital formation we can increase our industrialization, modernization, everything. Next one is size of the market. Size of the market also, here we should understand about that. Large size and the market would stimulate production. If the large size market, it can increase or stimulate the production, increase employment and raise the national per capita income. So that is large size. Okay, large size market. The overproduction may be happen. That is why developed countries expand their market to other countries through WTO, World Trade Organization. Structural changes. Structural change refers to change in the occupational and also the structure of economy. Okay, our structure and also the occupation will be increased. Any economy of the country is generally divided into three basic sectors. Okay, the economy, any country's economy is generally divided into three basic sectors. Primary sectors such as agriculture, animal husbandry, forestry, etc. Secondary sectors such as industrial production, construction and tertiary sector. Okay, construction. Tertiary sectors such as trade, banking and commerce. This is coming under tertiary sector. These are the three sectors. Any economy which is predominantly agricultural tend to remain backward. So if any country's economy is depending upon till now the agriculture only means it remains backward. Financial system. Financial system implies the existence of an efficient and organized banking system in the country. So the banking system only providing the financial support to the country. There should be an organized money market to facilitate easy availability of capital. Through the financial system, through the banking system only, the market to facilitate easy availability of capital. Marketable surplus. Marketable surplus refers to the total amount of farm output cultivated by farmers over and above their family consumption needs. Okay, over their family consumption. When they are producing the cultivation or cultivated products, everything. So that is called a surplus. The remainings are called as surplus. This is a surplus that can be sold in the market for earning income. After their consumption, they have to sell their surplus product for their income purpose. It raises the purchasing power. If they selling their production for their income more and more means what will be there? This is surplus that can be sold in the market for earning income. We know that it raises the purchasing power. Okay, raising the purchasing power of the people, employment and output, and in other sectors of the economy. The country as a result will develop because of increase in the national income. So that the individual income increase along with the national income also will be increased. Next one is foreign trade. The country which enjoys favorable balance of trade and terms of trade is always developed. So if the World Trade Organization maintaining the foreign trade, isn't it? So that the foreign trade enjoy favorable balance of trade and the terms of trade is always developing. It has huge forex reserves and a stable exchange rate in an economy. Economic system. The countries which adopt free market mechanism, which is laissez-faire, and enjoy better growth rate compared to controlled economies. Okay, so economies means the controlled economies should be there. So that the countries with adopt free market mechanism, it may be true for some countries but not for every countries. It may be suitable for some of the country only, not for all the countries. So these are the economic factors, okay, determining the economic development. So today we discussed about measurement of economic development, differences between growth and economic development, and determinants of economic development. In two economic development factors is there, no, economic and non-economic factor. We completed the economic factors, the 8 factors. So go through the video carefully, learn the concept and understand the concept.